Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Irish Interfirms Gaming League Friendly Series Cisco versus Ericsson. This is the 21st of May 2019. I'm joined by none other than the mellifluous Jay of the Irish Interfirms Gaming League. Well, I would be his right hand man, I'd like to say, to be perfectly honest, Jay. I think lapdog is the most appropriate term.
We're like
I
we're
could
more
use.
like we're more like two right hands, which is why
I think which is why shit goes wrong all the time.
we just go around in circles all the time, which is fine,
Which is fine.
We're,
Yeah, that's
we're,
fine.
we're predictable, if nothing else.
Exactly, yeah. But even in saying that, this is actually the first time that you and I have been live together, shoutcasting again together.
It is.
In the year plus time that we've been doing this and putting our heart and soul.
This is it. This is what we dreamed of.
Exactly, yeah. We're finally at the top, bud. We finally
It's
did
all
it.
it's all come down to Ericsson v Cisco.
Exactly, yeah. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
this is the first game that we've had from Cisco, actually, in general, in quite some time. As far as I'm aware, there was a bit of a reshuffle on their team, but this is the kind of brand spanking new team that they've been working on for a number of months, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
We have some familiar faces, but there is quite a few new ones also. One primarily new that we have not seen yet at all, while there are two particularly newer players that were brand new pretty much at the time of them playing their last game, which I believe was against EA, and that was in 2018. So we haven't seen an appearance from Cisco yet this year, but they seem locked and loaded and they're ready to go. They seem very excited for this.
Very nice. Yeah.
As well as that, I mean, I don't want to say, but Cisco kind of had a bit of a upper hand against Ericsson back in the day, back in that time, but Ericsson have been pretty hot over the past while.
Ericsson have come a long way from the days of not being able to get out of our own spawn. Those were dark times, but we put a lot of work in, and we trained hard. And look at us, I think it'll be interesting to see what Cisco can do against Ericsson this evening.
Absolutely. I
Because
mean,
they're not a bad team, no.
no, not at all. I mean, even in the past month, there have been two fairly reputable 3-1 results from Ericsson. And both against Blizzard, of course. Blizzard just unable to take Kings Row and unable to take Hanamura from you guys. It's something that, sorry, I say you guys, just for full disclosure. Jay might be a tiny bit biased, for he does play on the Ericsson team from time to time.
Just a little. Just a little.
Just a little,
I will be at work tomorrow telling them all the things they did wrong. Don't worry.
And just in saying that too, do you want to take a quick talk about our wonderful charity that we will be contributing to this evening, while I work on a little something in the background here?
Sure, yeah, no bother. So for anybody who doesn't know, what we do is we organize esports matches against company teams, and we do it for fun, and as well we do it to promote gaming, and as well as that, while we're at it, we like to support some charities. So right now, our sort of nominated charity for the time being is Enable Ireland. So if you scroll down in the Twitch, you'll find a link to a donate button. So far we've raised 100 quid for Enable Ireland, not too shabby at all. We're gonna let it ride and see what we can get up to. I'm not sure for how long, but we're at 100 quid right now. It's not bad. We'll see how we go. That's about the sum of it. So if you do donate this evening, thank you very, 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 very much.
A lot of our watchers do have some very deep pockets, and we're greatly appreciating the contributions that you guys are making. It really, really makes a difference here, and it's all for a good cause. Enable Ireland are a swell charity within Ireland, doing a lot of heavy work. So any contribution is really, really worthy of the work that they do. And we're looking forward to rolling up to their office with that big fat check from you guys. So it's going to be a good one.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll Google some jokes or something, and if you donate, I'll tell you a joke.
Okay, sweet.
How's that sound?
Okay, we're gonna hold Jay to that. In between
You
games,
don't
Jay will lay us down on his
my
fantastic
ability
one-liners.
to Google jokes.
You're not allowed to Google jokes. You have to write them on the spot, or
I have
just
to write
you
my
can
own.
you can write them during the games if you want to. But of course, if you do donate, you will also get some fantastic Father Ted quotes coming up on your screen, along with the lovely IIGL logo.
That is true.
So if I change over to the lobby here, we can see that the Ericsson team it's a bit quiet. Jay, do you want to get some of your people on board so we can get them into the lobby here?
That'll help, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. So tonight this is going to be a best of 5 as per usual. With the map rotation that we normally see, we're not going to be including, or well, we weren't including Paris previously, but we're going to be including that in the roster this time. But we are going to be excluding Havana as it's a relatively new map, and to be perfectly honest, I don't expect any of the teams tonight to be choosing that, or I don't believe it'll be a popular option on these teams. I'm going to be interested to see if we see anything outside of Lijiang Tower, Hanamura, and King's Road, to be honest, going beyond there. But that's making the assumption that we're not going to go past map 3, and that is not true. Last time we actually did see Dorado, which is pretty much the most popular escort map we tend to have on our roster. It's always the kind of go-to for map 4. That's what Ericsson actually finished up against Blizzard in the last game, holding them down pretty well and not letting them get to map 3. It was a very, very tight game. Would have liked to have seen Blizzard take them to map 5, but unfortunately that was not the case. So by the looks of everybody climbing into the lobby at the moment, everybody has updated their client. There was indeed a update today. A number of bug fixes, but primarily things related to the anniversary update, general amount of skins and the kind of stuff that you expect. But an interesting enough read in the patch notes is that different spawnable entities in the game are actually now movable. What I mean by that is that, for example, Baptiste and Wrecking Ball, Baptiste's immortality field, if he places that on a moving platform like a payload, for example, or the tellies in Volskaya, they will move along with it, as will Wrecking Ball's mines. So they won't be kind of kept in sort of a static position at any point.
Well, ain't that some shit?
Indeed. And this is, of course, following on from some other updates that we were seeing before, with more kind of DPS focused characters like Junkrat and Reaper. Junkrat definitely favouring more direct hits with the speed of his projectiles being increased. So that's an interesting change to the play style that you might see in some players. And I know we have some particular favourite Junkrat players on these teams coming up now, so it'll be interesting to see how they go head to head. Reaper, of course, he's a lot more mobile, I should say. His shadow step can be used in the air now, and there's a shorter exit time, so it's kind of used to get in as well as out of jams, as trying to find a balance between getting in and getting out. But at the same time, with a more zealous approach, you can actually get your shadow step can be disabled by a Junkrat steel trap, or even as Zarya's Graviton Surge. So, with those updates in mind, and with the the players that we are familiar with, I'm looking through the players that I have now and their standard roles that we've come to expect. So we have our expectations here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some things mixed up. We have a new team on the Cisco side here, relatively. Just looking through Muster Chef, I actually don't know whether Muster Chef or Stupid Limit is the captain in this regard. But they tend to be heavy hitters on the team, along with Donkey Funkle. U2Gigo, I'm going to have a lot of fun saying that name. This is probably the newest player on the Cisco side. I've known intel about how they're going to be, what kind of roles they're going to be playing. But as far as I'm aware, the newer players, Sarah and Nerf on this side, are more DPS focused players. We have the usual suspects over here on the Ericsson side, heading up with Dookie, Hydro Prime, Ropesy, Cat, Tessa 24/7, and Connor Hickey. Ropesy being a fairly front and center DPS player, along with Tessa 24/7, if I'm recalling that correctly. All right.
He's mixing it up. He usually plays he's kind of started his career in support, and
Working
he's
his way
been
up the ladder ever since, huh?
mm,
Okie dokie. Okay, well, it seems we have everybody in here now ready to rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the, not the official, but it's my official IIGL coin. Actually,
Oh.
Jay, you have the official one. You're on
Where's
deck
the
here.
official?
Where
Yeah,
is the official coin? Reach into your deep pocket and pull out the official coin.
it's right here, Tom, on the desk in its protective case. Okay, I'm gonna use the coin. Okay, we can ask them for a heads or tails.
Seeing as Cisco are the returning power here, they're going to be choosing heads or tails for the first map choice. And following on from there, the losers of each map are going to be selecting the following one. They have chosen tails, so go ahead, Jay.
It is heads.
Two. So
Well, they said
two different Cisco people gave conflicting. Okay, they said okay heads. They get first limit. Okay, cool.
Well, they did say rails, not tails. So.
Rails. That's true. So we'll take heads. The first map choice is going to be our standard selection of control map. For map 1 is going to be Ilios, Lijiang Tower, or Nepal. Lijiang Tower is a popular option here, but Nepal has actually been what we've been seeing against Ericsson and Blizzard, but as far as I'm aware, Blizzard actually had the map choice of that themselves, bringing Nepal to be a more popular option in the first round of the IIGL Friendly Series. But seeing as we haven't seen Cisco in a while, it'll be interesting to see what they opt for here. Looking forward to seeing the action from Muster Chef here. He's a pretty well-trained off-tank. Some pretty interesting Winston plays that I can remember actually not even just seeing, but actually also playing with him. I used to be on the Cisco team myself, so I'm hoping he can fly the flag with everybody else on that team there. And by the looks of it, we will be going to Ilios. I know it sounds weird going up through, or just talking about people being on different teams, but a lot of the teams we have in the IIGL, I think software houses is probably the most popular, let's say, genre of team that we have going on here from the day jobs of these teams here. So it's a tight-knit community in Ireland. People go to and fro a lot of the time. Just before we kick in, to look into the chat and make sure that our levels are all okay. If we could get a nice little heyo from the chat that everything is going well. Jay, I think you have an eye on things anyway, so I think we're good to go.
I'm on the chat, yes. Ericsson pens, I can get you those, no problem. $1 to enable Ireland to start selling Ericsson pens. I do have one. I have one over. I've decided I'm going to write Overwatch jokes, so I've written one. One.
Okay.
And it's gonna, I mean, this is a good one, so it's gotta be like at least. I mean, it's worth at least $2.50.
Okay.
Maybe maybe $3, $2.50. I'll go with $2.50. If we get $2.50, I'll tell it.
Okay. If we get $1 donations, not only will you hear a wonderful Father Ted quote, but you will also get a Ericsson pen. What I'm hearing from Jay. And if you pay $2.50, you will get a fabulous Overwatch joke that Jay will probably Google 5 seconds before he tells it. Launching into our first map, map 1, Ilios, which is quite loud right now. Between Ericsson versus Cisco on the 21st of May 2019. This is the first map of the Irish Infirms Gaming League Friendly Series. I'm just going to turn down the volume a bit because I'm blasting my ears here.
So do you maybe want to start take one team here and I'll take the other, or what do you want to do? I'll leave you at it.
I know you can interject at any point. You damn well please, my dude. I am probably going to lose my voice at some point, so I would like to get some input from you if you have it. Also, while I have it, good looks all around from the teams. Nice. It's the kind of sportsmanship I like to see. However, you can be very helpful to me here, Jay, and let me know what is that command to hide the chat.
Control Shift C, I believe.
Maybe I hit it twice there. Wunderbar. Here at the Irish Interference Gaming League, we are very particular about protecting the people that participate in these tournaments. They are forward-facing, working professionals who are working under their team or under the companies that they work for. So we do what we can to protect them, which is a part of the integrity of the Irish Interference Gaming League. Looking at the side of... Sorry, go on, Jay.
The best thing about the Overwatch community is that they're all sound, so we never do have any issues with chats, but
exactly,
just to be sure that nothing is said in there that doesn't need to be seen.
Looking on the Ericsson side here, we see Ropesy coming out with the Widowmaker. This is something that he performed incredibly well with on the last time here, along with Cat on the Pharah. It's a fairly balanced team, also coming from the Cisco side here. It'll be interesting to see, but they'd be working a lot from the floor besides the Sombra. UTGO working his way around sneakily, probably going to go for Ropesy on that as Ropesy takes out Sarah on the Mercy, taking down D.Va. So with Cisco without their support, unable to take much, and it seems that Ericsson is just going to roll on in here. Absolutely no problems whatsoever taking that. They knew what they were going for. They were focused on getting their supports down, and as soon as Ropesy was able to take out the Mercy, they should have been backing out at that point, but zealous or not, that is the result that they came down 10% on the side of Ericsson. Cisco not looking too shaken though, staying up on around, all bunching together, waiting on their time to strike here. They are working on a sort of a bunker comp here with the double shield. A slow approach here, but they're letting a lot of damage come on the Dunky Funkles. Reinhardt here, pretty much absolutely destroying in shield.
Gets a pick on Ropesy. So now's the time if they're going to push in.
Chef really upset about that first attack that Ropesy had on the Mercy. Not gonna let that happen again. Nerf in the center there, just laying down rounds while Chef is pushing further and further in. The two support with the DPS, they need to get a bit back more. UTGO on the flank with the Sombra. Then they do a burn attempts as EMP comes out, and an incredible bind between the Earthshatter and the EMP, pushing Ericsson completely off the point, not doing all of the damage that they could, removing the rest of the team. Dookie pretty much suiciding there to respawn as D.Va, and Cisco seeming fairly confident about that whole nice use of the two ults while still maintaining 2 if not 3 now, as Nerf's Bongo was just coming out as well. But Cat is hiding up here waiting for the flank, hopefully, I'd like to see, as Ericsson is probably well communicated with Cat at that point there for their next push. Mustard Chef out on the front, probably looking for Cat in the air, but Cat is acting super sneaky. Tactical espionage action trying to get up here as they come down onto the point, and the barrage coming down, taking out 2, and Sarah just getting up on the revive onto UTGO, but with the 4k on that alone on Cat, that was incredible. Cisco none the wiser to the placement of Cat above the point, not needing any of his team to back them up, just biding their time and getting the point in one fell swoop. Wow.
I have tremendous news.
Go on.
We have raised the 350 needed to hear my joke.
For the joke. That's fantastic.
Thank you, Mary Carroll. Fair play to you. You will not regret it. We might, but
Cisco doing a lot of work here on their approach, demeching D.Va, taking a lot of damage from Doug taking a lot of damage on the shield here as they're just getting to 10% off of that first point. Getting to 53, it's absolutely manageable from the Cisco side, only having the Bongo, but their Orisa is down. This is just going to be a tat for tat, pound for pound fight. Incredible kills from both Mustard Chef and Stupid Limit as they just take out, and I don't exactly know how, with that war of attrition, Ericsson seemed to be a little too careful there, maintaining all maintaining 3 of their ults on that side there, with the economy definitely in their favor. Cisco just pushing in and just through attrition alone managing to take it pretty healthily and pretty handily, with now just as the tide is turning over with the ult economy definitely in their favor. IIGL with the EMP ready to go. That turned out very, very well for them last time anyway. Biding their time to get Donkey Funkel. He needs to get some damage up, maybe get his E on some heroes from a distance, get that up to 100%. Muster Chef acting very zealous on the outside here, probably looking out for Cat on the Pharah. As the Riptire comes in from Ropesy, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite, but just caught by Stupid Limit with the Transcendence, saving his team from the Riptire as it's still rolling around there, but Cat rolling in with the barrage. Transcendence not lasting long enough to give Cisco the amount of breath that they could, but just as IIGL comes in and tries to contest the point at the last, gets slept and swept at the same time by the Ericsson team, getting Ericsson to take the first round of map 1. 96-100, that is close. I was very, very impressed by the first, by the communication on Cisco's side. They're following the playbook, they're coming in strong, but Ericsson with the sneak on Cat is, in my opinion, what pretty much pushed them to get that extra couple of percent on the clock to secure that before Cisco could push in on the last push there. Sorry, I just bumped into the wonderful windmill there, as my train of thought was crashing along with my camera.
You know the windmill is meant to avoid crashes, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Should to help you.
Or is that lighthouses? I don't know.
Is it not both in this? That was
I think
both.
so, yeah. So Cat changing off the Pharah here, going for a double snipe on the Cisco side. They definitely weren't comfortable with Muster Chef's McCree behavior. Pretty much just watching out and trying to suppress Cat as much as possible on the Pharah in the last game. This is not a particularly good part of the map for Pharah to be rolling around either. Muster Chef and IIGL doing a lot of work here, just distracting the team as Muster Chef is taken down. It doesn't seem to have been doing much, but Cisco rather, about 90% on the clock. Maybe the distraction from the GPS doing enough work as Cisco take the point themselves. If their GPS can make it to the capture point in time, it may be a worthy sacrifice on the DPS side. But Ericsson are still 6 stack strong, just as the rest of Cisco manages to regroup, however losing Stupid Limit on the Zenyatta along with Nerf. This is a slow, damaging approach from Ericsson here as they're just getting picked off one by one. Cisco were a bit shot there, losing their support on the first round. Also Muster Chef being lost on the McCree, not really being able to regroup quick enough. That may have made Cisco a little nervous about that push, but Ericsson were just able to buy their time, stand back, and get the picks they needed to take that point themselves. Muster Chef going way too forward there, but managing to take the hit on Anna. Traded by Dookie though, ready for that, but a couple of trades here, not enough for Cisco to push in on their own. Ropesy acting the Mickey, getting himself up and close and personal against Cisco, which is just going to buy them an extra 15% on the clock here without Cisco being able to touch that point. That's going to do a bit of damage if they can't recuperate themselves very quickly. Ropesy still managing to bother Cisco on this side here. Muster Chef with the flash, able to stop the Death Blossom before it could do any more damage on the support, but being taken out, unfortunately. The res from Sarah coming and Muster Chef there. I didn't quite catch what happened to the Cisco Reinhardt there with Donkey Funkel, but he seems to have suicided somehow. Maybe going off the point. I'm sorry I didn't catch that on the camera, folks. Cisco just about managing to regroup here, but Dookie on the flank with the self-destruct. Can they keep themselves out? That's 2 on 1 DPS, 1 support. Transcendence not being popped early enough as the Hanzo ult from Cat comes out and blocks off the entrance from Cisco onto the point. The EMP coming out from Sombra, not doing much as Dookie takes a lot of damage but gives equally as much back. Ropesy on the Junkrat, able to take out the tanks on the Cisco side. This is just a constant struggle for Cisco to get themselves up while Ropesy and Cat just giving them so much bother on this approach. They just can't even get up close enough, and they're scattered as soon as they get to the point. It's a desperate push from Cisco at this point here. Ults coming out in a big way from both sides. More on the Ericsson side than I'd like to see from Cisco on this push here, as they're taken out one by one, as both supports are down, tanks are down, and that's DPS as Dookie locks it in place with the self-destruct. Mustard Chef on the Tracer as he's antied, gets struggled down, able to save a couple of seconds, but not enough for Cisco to get onto the point to contest. That is Ericsson map 1 against Cisco.
Play of the game.
This is the fantastic tactical espionage action from Cat. Waiting. Oh, actually no, this is not it. Just the same trick twice in this point here. Distracted by that Riptire. Ropesy with the Riptire. Disappointed didn't get to see a couple of kills that we normally kind of see from Ropesy on that side, but it did pop the Transcendence from the Cisco side, getting the barrage from far onto them just to successfully secure that point.
We got to see him drive miserably all around the windmill / lighthouse. No, which is still fun to watch.
Absolutely. In that first take, I want to say from the Cisco side, fantastic communication. On the first map, able to get the combination of Volsov pushing their way through, looking confidently, feeling good, but unable just to notice that they weren't able to get that full team kill from it. Didn't see where Cat went. Mustard Chef was definitely out in the yard there looking around for Cat, but Cat able to sneak behind the tower there and use the window trick, barrage down, taking the point alone. I'm surprised that that wasn't the play of the game there, but there was so much chaos going there that they took advantage of Cisco in that regard. Cisco kind of felt, I got the impression they felt a bit shaken after the first map, but that's just because Cat and Dookie and Ropesy just not giving them the chance to regroup altogether. They were pushing up one by one. They were kind of in a linear fashion, making their way to the point. They should maybe wait at spawn a bit more, just get themselves ready to go and push as one. So in the event that they try to get flanked by Ropesy or get booped by Dookie, that they can absolutely make it backfire and turn it back on them. I'd like to see Cisco get that bit of communication going there. First map, warm up, everybody's feeling it. Let's see how it goes in map 2. Sorry, Jay, I'm talking a lot there. The caffeine from this tea is making me go fucking 90 at this point.
No problem. I am trying to keep an eye on the chat. I'm also trying to write more crazy, hilarious jokes for our donors. I'm so sad that I decided to do this, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll plow on.
So, Jay, who was the donation from? The generous $3.
I missed it.
We work in dollars here because that's how StreamYard works normally. You
dollars.
can donate in euro if you want to, but the triggers for the donations is calculated in dollars, so it's really up to you.
I missed it on the screen, unfortunately, so I hope the person doesn't mind me saying the name. It was Mary Carroll, the 350. We also had a couple of other donations from Mr. Juki himself.
Oh, Wunderbar.
And Mr. Foley as well. Cheers, lads.
Well, Jay, you're gonna have to lay down that reward.
Okay, here we go. Hey, if everybody could just move to the edge of their seats for this one.
I'm there, my dude. I'm there.
Right. Okay, you ready?
Uh huh. Go.
Knock.
One.
Okay.
Hit it.
Knock.
Knock. Who's there?
Anna.
Anna who?
Go to sleep.
That was. I'm sorry, but that was just bad. Wait, did you write that yourself?
Yes. Come
okay,
on.
I mean Jay, that was fantastic. I am my ribs hurt. My ribs are sufficiently tickled.
They're homegrown folks here tonight. Okay. We don't take donations lightly around here.
Absolutely not. from the chat there, seeing as Cisco did unfortunately lose that first round, they are going to be choosing Hanamura in our 2CP choice of the night. I'm not sure if Cisco were paying attention to any of the games that Ericsson have been playing over the past couple of months, but Hanamura is a very, very strong map on the Ericsson side. Not to say that Cisco may not feel the same way, but it'll be an interesting head-to-head in this next round. So just to kind of go over the roles that I was expecting to see on the Cisco side, Mustard Chef coming out with the main DPS here, and IIGL. Let's see if I can get that right, because I said about 7 different pronunciations for that name during that game. Coming out hard on the Sombra. Probably something that they were practicing. They were able to get Ropesy down on the Widow enough that he wanted to switch off. In that particular map in Ilios, it's pretty hard to have somebody in the air or even up on the balcony. It's definitely a point that people are paying attention to. But it's something that Ericsson were able to manage to change around with, bringing the Reaper and Junkrat, which is such a strong combination now, even more so than it was before. I don't particularly see Cisco coming out with the GOATS comp here, but even if they were to, it's something that Ericsson seemed that they are prepared for with those DPS choices. With that in mind, moving on to map 2, Hanamura. This is map 2 of Ericsson versus Cisco.
Traveling to Hanamura.
You proud of your boys, Jay? And girls?
I'm very, very, very proud of my boys.
Initiating match.
Taught them everything they know.
Did you teach Ropesy everything he knows as well?
Only the good stuff. Only the good stuff. All of that.
I'm pretty sure frequent watchers of the IIGL are probably sick of the casters talking about Ropesy. But I can tell you one person who's not sick of us talking about Ropesy, and that's
who's that?
Ropesy.
He's very humble about the whole thing. The man has no ego.
Ready.
I'm gonna let you take that part, seeing as you're on his team of this. No personal attacks here from the casters tonight. Or this caster right here. So looking at the first picks from the Cisco side here, who will be defending first. Soldier Junk, from what I know, this is a safe pick on the Cisco side from what I can tell. Nerf just able to get up high there and do a bit of damage on the shields that we're going to be seeing from the Ericsson side. Only really from Dookie on the main tank here with Reinhardt. The kind of bunker comp is only really something that we've seen from Cisco so far. I don't expect to see it from Ericsson, considering they are rolling with the Symmetra this time, who just took a big hit from Nerf there. Cat rolling around here, able to do a bit of a boop out from the defensive side. Telly Trick coming out from Ericsson. No surprises. Color me not surprised at all, really. As Cisco seem a bit scattered, but they're maintaining it. They're keeping it well. They're making their decision to go onto the point here well, but Ropesy beaming those turrets in. But Cisco just seemed to be wise to it now, as Dookie with the strike coming in now, taking down Donkey Funkle. That is rough for the Cisco side there. They were ready. They made the right decision. They went straight to the point. They stayed together. Distracted just a bit by Ropesy's Symmetra. But it was enough. As soon as they turned their back to try and get the turrets coming out of that teleporter, that is when the strike from Dookie came, and things just seemed to fall apart from there.
They peeled well, they reacted to the Symmetra maybe just a little bit too slowly. Should have just buried her as soon as they spotted her.
Mustard Chef changing over to the Pharah this time here. Probably a bad choice on that side, considering Ropey has changed to the Widow, but they're probably not quite aware from that yet. Pushing up on the attacking right hand side, or stage left maybe. Ropesy going away from the rest of his team, taking out Mustard Chef. That's disappointing. The Pharah pick just not enough, or maybe just a bad choice without knowing that the Widow was going to be on the side of Ericsson. Ropesy taking a lot of damage there, and Ropesy going down from the Moira, just focusing on that point there. And this is enough, even from the Ericsson side, to consider peeling back. Nerf laying down the damage on the stairs here, that's keeping them back. This seems to be a fairly good choice of DPS for Cisco now to comfortably hold this point. Ericsson getting their wits together, just finding out what's going on. Definitely in a better situation ult-wise, but that is not something that that Cisco rather might be aware of. Ropesy on the right-hand side again, causing trouble. Stupid Limit just making sure, using that right click to guarantee accuracy against there. As the Riptire from Ropesy comes in, not doing much there as Cat is taking out Nerf. Cisco putting so much effort on bringing down Ropesy that they're scattered at this point here as two barrages come out from each side. Not quite equal, as Cat comes out better. The Ericsson side comes out a lot better in terms of numbers from that barrage. Sarah ulting, just trying to keep Donkey alive, swinging mercilessly against the team as Coalescence comes out, trying to keep the rest of the team alive. The Earth Shatters there. Connor Hickey falls as the Coalescence falls onto Dookie and Hydroid Prime. Two tanks left on the point here. Is this enough damage for them to be able to maintain as Dookie takes out the Reinhardt? Ericsson seems to be falling one by one here as the grab comes out, focusing just on getting that Mercy down so they're able to maintain that point. Just one more.
In the back, desperately trying to pick off Cisco.
Ropesy not really able to pull much through here.
He's
Cisco
doing more spray and pray the back there than anything else at this point.
Not able to charge up his rounds enough here, not really doing enough damage. Incredible hold.
Go
just
home with
enough staggered to make sure that Ericsson didn't even get a tick on that point there. It was scary at one point, it was fairly even at some points there, but great hold from the Cisco side. Muster Chef doing absolute work here, keeping their heads down as Ropesy probably feeling a little more nervous about this now. Stupid Limit coming in with the Moira, just right-clicking and focusing down. Probably could have been with his team a bit more to try and keep them on that point there. I'm just going to end that thought as the Earthshatter comes in here on the balcony. Ericsson pushing a lot through, taking down Donkey Funkle and Muster Chef as they launch onto the point there. Quite the nice little mini grab there. Sarah, the Mercy, the only person holding the point until Stupid Limit and Nerf come on here. Stupid Limit fading around, just trying to save a bit of time as one tick goes down, two tick comes down. Come on, Donkey Funkle, get onto that point as he just in time miraculously gets that point in as rest of the tanks fall, but unfortunately Sarah cannot get the res in time as that is Ericsson taking round one. I didn't catch the time there. If we can get it up there, that is 3 minutes 36. Respectable, but nerve-wracking from the Cisco side. That's enough time to keep this hopefully even for these two teams to go head to head here.
I do have another joke, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to hear it. It's,
well, did we get a donation? Don't be shooting these from the hip now, man. You gotta. The crowd has to deserve it, you know. Enable learning.
Setting out the stall here, so there's putting the label on it. It's 250. 250 here tonight for possibly one of the funniest Overwatch jokes that you'll hear, actually.
Okay.
Not to overhype it or anything.
Hit us up, you have 40 seconds.
It's better than the last one. Promise you that.
Alright, hit it. Homegrown jokes from Jay here. Have you gone silent on us here, Jay?
30 seconds.
Oh, I'm waiting for the donation.
Alright, okay.
We're waiting. Yeah, oh yeah.
Not seeing much change from the Cisco side here. This is definitely a composition that they've practiced and seem comfortable with. Muster Chef staying on the Pharah on defense here though. This could actually be... Oh, sorry, am I getting this wrong here? Yes, I am, sorry. This is Cisco on the push. Pretty much mirroring what Ericsson were doing on their push, save for the Sombra instead of the Symmetra. It's definitely a sort of situational DPS that they're more comfortable with, I believe. Dookie coming out a bit farther, taking damage from the Discord Orb of a Stupid Limit on the Moira. Not performing any particular tricks that we were seeing in the last game, like the telly from Ropesy. Muster Chef and Ropesy going head to head here on projectile DPS. Not really able to get either or, but Ropesy does manage to take out Stupid Limit. This is going to stagger them a bit. Not before Sarah gets the resurrection on Stupid Limit, just to keep them in the game here. Interesting battle between Ropesy and Mustard trying to get that flank that we're also familiar with on Hanamura that we've seen before, but unfortunately for the Cisco side, Ropesy just able to take out a Pharah versus a Junkrat on projectiles. That extra bit of speed that Junkrat has since the last patch is a very, very good push for Ropesy, it seems. Stupid Limit taking on Tested Moira, Veer Moira on the point, just enough to stagger the team a bit, not getting a tick, just getting a bit on the clock, but at the same time, Cisco not capitalizing on that distraction as pretty much all of the Ericsson team were on the point, but they didn't push through. Mustard Chef pushing through. Now this is Cisco's opportunity to push as Junkie Funkle goes up left, but changes direction to push onto the main point. Tested 24/7, distracting the tanks enough on their own as Moira, enough to take out the Cisco's own Moira on the point. Junkie Funkle also falling as the main tank on the Cisco side. Nerf and Sarah just taken by surprise here. Hydro Prime slowly laying down damage as Nerf tries to reciprocate, but no. Falling apart here on the Cisco side. Mustard Chef trying to do what he can, laying down damage here as the Pharah, but he's alone. He's getting a bit overzealous. He needs to get down a bit lower. There's nothing in particular that this Ericsson team have to directly go against the Pharah here, but it doesn't seem to be proving that much of a problem as Ropesy is just able to get up and directly counter Pharah as the Junkrat. Projectile versus projectile is always an interesting fight to have.
May can do a decent amount of harass on the Pharah. I mean, enough to deny her free damage. So
Bongo on the floor as Ropesy pops the Riptire, taking out the Bongo along with the tanks. But as the barrage comes in, this is the opportunity. 5 of the 6 down on the Ericsson side. Fantastic team kill coming out from Cisco. A very expensive team kill at the same time, only with 3 of the heroes on the Cisco team there, but managing to push it through.
Gonna try and contest this, or no? They're gonna let it go.
Ericsson letting the point go, absolutely, Jay, but just as the half of the Cisco team, just in time, manages to recoup with the team. Ropesy acting a bit dodgy here now, getting a bit of damage on Nerf through the wall there. Nerf is separated from the rest of the team as they seem to be pushing up on the right hand side here. Mustard Chef on the Pharah, doing a bit of scouting, doing a bit of intel. This is a very similar push that we were seeing from Ericsson on their first push. Even Ropesy in the same spot on defense as well as attack here. It's a comfortable spot no matter where he's going to be aiming from. The stagger coming in from Stupid Limit on the Moira. Do they have their fate to get out of that jam? Yes, they do. As they're laying down trouble on Tested there, as Tested manages to take down. Wow. Great shot from Tested on the Lucio there. Staggering Cisco's plan a bit as they're slowly making their way up that stairs. As the charge comes in, can they reciprocate though? That is Junkie Funkle going down. Cisco not following up on that charge. As Wallhacks comes from Ropesy rather, as he prepares for each tank and DPS just to walk through that door. Hanzo not able to get the damage they're looking for there, as the shield is broken from Orisa, as well as Orisa going down from the fire strike. That is just 1 by 1 Cisco down. I want to say it was a fairly expensive push on point A. Probably worth it though. They're on 350 now. That is just above what Ericsson were able to get that point there. They may not be able to get it at a similar time that Ericsson got it in their push, but at the same time, it's enough time for them to actually bring this into a 3rd round of this map. At the same time, it's pretty even on the old side. Nerf going down by Cat. Wow. The icicle is at a distance there. Nerf just not paying attention to what was coming at him there. But resurrected by Sarah at the same time there. That's them pushing into this fight without that crucial res, which could bite them at the end, but let's see how they do on this push here. Tessa taking a bit of damage from Moira's orb there, as Nerf is antied along with Mustard Chef. Anna anti-nades doing their job to make Cisco nervous on their approach, but just what is going on at the back here? Am I missing this completely? Mustard Chef taking out Ropesy with a sonic arrow, no less. Not staying together enough. That Ropesy is just distracting them too much, and Dookie just laying down the damage. The charge, the hit, and the fire strike. 1-1-1, bam bam bam, taking out half of the Cisco team.
I think coming up the corridor here is not a bad idea for Cisco. With the shields they've got, Widow's not really going to be able to do much to stop them coming through, but then she flanks around to the rear, and they just need to react to that faster, which they did, to be fair. Hanzo managed to pick her off.
There's some bully porn for anybody looking at Ropesy getting torn down by the Sombra on the Ericsson side. That was more about sending a message from the Cisco side as Cat takes down Mustard Chef, the Hanzo sniper on the Ericsson side, as IIGL tries to stagger the team here. The push stopped by Dookie, but the Earthshatter stopped by the shield at the same time, but not enough for them to push all the way through. Very zealous Earthshatter here. We're still seeing 3 ults on the Cisco side, with Donkey Funkle still with his Earthshatter. If they can get an Earthshatter and combine this with the Dragon Strike, this is key. Only 1 minute 40 seconds on the side of Cisco. They're getting a bit messy now. They're pushing up in the center here. They're not together. They're just trying to get that charge up, but they don't need to get charged. Hando doesn't need his charge. He has his Dragon Strike. It's ready to go. Where is Donkey Funko? The team is a bit split here now. Mustard Chef getting that pick untested here. Is this enough to give Cisco that opportunity to push in here? Ropesy sitting on the side here as Donkey Funko is caught in the trap. There's a lot of damage taking out Donkey Funko, but at what cost? Grab coming out and taking out the rest of the team as the res comes in, and there is the Dragon Strike taking out Anna and Lucio. That's the support from the Ericsson side gone, but at what cost? There's nobody else there to capitalize on that opportunity, unfortunately. U2Jigu.
Ericsson have copped on and swapped onto a Junkrat, which is ideal if they're, if your opponent's going to keep coming up this left corridor up here. Happy days on Junkrat, just spam, spam, spam.
At the same time though, Ropesy is getting at least 1 pick on each of the Cisco approaches. Is that a good trade-off? Stupid Limit coming out. Ropesy with the Riptire coming out hard here now, just taking out the support as the EMP also comes out. Connor Hickey and Hydro Prime taking a lot of damage just as Tested drops the beat just to keep Hydro Prime alive. That is enough to keep the point alive. As Stupid Limit and Mustard Chef, the only people doing any effort on the point here. Hydro Prime could potentially hold that point on their own, but the rest of the team is just following up. Stupid Limit using his fate to get up. That's enough as they're walled in on the point. U2Jigo doing his best, but fire strikes down, and that is going to be map 2 to Ericsson.
Victory.
I want to say great push from Cisco there. They seem to catch Ericsson off guard on that point. Ericsson felt a bit comfortable. It's a map they're used to. It's a map they know. It's something that they've definitely practiced, but just being able to catch them off guard slightly is kind of what Cisco need to do. But as soon as they got that, and as they got a bit cocky and a bit confident, they went back into their methodical approach. But that doesn't seem to be something that is working against the helter-skelter DPS approach of Ericsson. They're just coming out and just getting those picks. And as soon as Cisco are able to start pushing, that's boom when Ropesy comes in with the hit, or boom Ropesy hitting Reinhardt down with a trap, or even Tested getting range shots, or Cat getting range shots on the icicles, and Tested able to do some damage on the Lucio. It's not enough. Like, Cisco need to be able to do that, just be able to protect themselves enough to get in there and stop Ericsson from able to catch them off guard. Oh, excuse me. Jay, do you want to remind everybody about our wonderful charity for this evening?
Whatever about the charity, Tom. We have some wonderful Overwatch jokes here tonight.
Do we indeed?
Homegrown, you won't hear these anywhere else. The first time tonight, you'll be able to tell all your friends tomorrow, and they'll be saying, "Where did you get that?" And you know what? You could even say you made it up. I'll bestow that upon you.
Jay, that is so kind. Almost as kind as our donators this evening.
Almost. So for the low price of $2.50, as long as you're not all going to the same place tomorrow, because then obviously you'll all be telling the same joke at the same place, and the jig will be up. As well as that, obviously, I'm not keeping the money. The money, all of the money, every cent of the money, going to our nominated charity, Enable Ireland. So you get a wonderful, clean joke to tell at work tomorrow. For anyone
Jay,
this is enough.
This is enough exposition. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Just hit me with it, man.
I'm not giving it out for free. Come on. Or tell you what, I think we have cumulatively, let's say let's go halves on a joke. So
Okay, okay.
I think cumulatively we might just be short 150. So you know what? Let's slash that price. Let's slash that price down to $1.
$1. If we can get $1 donation,
$1. You'd be going halves at Mr. Foley on a joke.
on a pretty dank joke. We want to take just about a 5-minute break, as a request on the Cisco side here, and actually also on the Ericsson side. This has been sweaty. These have been some pretty sweaty games.
It's warm out as well.
I know, yeah. I actually have the window open here. I'm enjoying a bit of the breeze, the bit of the Galway air from the seaside coming out from Ballyloughlin
Everybody
Strand.
can hear you outside. When you're
Exactly,
roaring
yeah.
with laughter at my joke, everybody everybody will hear you outside.
I'll scream out now at the person walking past the golf. I'll say, "Hey, do you want to donate a euro to Enable Ireland?" And Jay will tell a joke, and they'll say, "Why are you in my house?" And I'll leave it immediately.
Please put my dog down. Please just put my dog back. Open source jokes, yeah, absolutely.
Jay is going to start a repo
What about that open
on
source?
GitHub for his open source jokes. So feel free to fork his jokes if you want.
I might just start
everybody's
my own
welcome to
website, will I?
contribute. I think you should.
Jay's jokes.
That's nice.
jaysjokes.com.
You might find a good top level domain to end that with.
What?
jaysjokes.cat.
.cat. I don't think that sends the right message.
I-
They're not cat.
They're not
Very
cat
good.
jokes. Not strictly. Alright, Jay, you can do some of your stand-up material. I'm going to be back in one moment. You have the floor.
Right. So, yes. How about that? How about that airplane food? Am I right? It's sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not. I was on a plane recently, and I paid £7 for a chicken sandwich. It was actually decent. I won't lie, lads. Scandinavian Airlines, absolutely terrific. Chicken was Cajun chicken, bit of bacon. Apologies if you're vegetarian or vegan. I have no idea what the options were. All good to go on the Cisco side. I think we're still waiting for one on Ericsson. I hope you went and got a cup of tea, or a coffee, or a wine, or whatever you're into. Did I mention I'm selling jokes? Did I mention that? And in fact, it's already been more than half paid for at this stage. Are we going to be disappointed if I don't get to tell this joke? This is like, I mean,
Don't say that. Our very generous viewers are more than capable of reaching out to their hearts and your humor for the joke that they are looking for. The Irish Firms Gaming League wishes our viewers a very happy summer, and we hope you're soaking up your
and
vitamin
a Christmas.
D. And a Christmas too.
Christmas, lads, it'll sneak up on you. It's only around the corner. You know, get the shopping done early. Save yourself all that hassle.
I
Tell you
already have
what's-
my Christmas presents done.
I tell you what everybody loves as a present.
And you know what else everybody loves?
To
A
tell-
joke
to
from
tell.
a perfect donation to Enable Ireland.
Exactly. Imagine sitting there at Christmas dinner, and you pick up a cracker, and you pop it, and there's no joke inside, and everybody's looking at you. Go on, tell the joke. No joke. And then where'll you be? Huh? They'll throw you out. So
And what if on Christmas morning you forget to buy a present for your significant other, and you're, man, only if in May I donated $1 to Enable Ireland as part of the Irish Firms Gaming League, and I could say to my significant other, here, I got this joke for you as part of a gift donation to save
Yeah.
to save disabled people in Ireland with a fantastic charity who do fantastic work. They call out to houses. They have great support in their offices scattered around the country. And you said, and you could tell her a fantastic joke to go on top of that. Not only would she feel dignified by the fantastic present and donation that you gave to Enable Ireland, but you could also bust them right up and with a sick, niche, obscure Overwatch joke from none other than RJ.
Take some responsibility for your future. That's just prudent planning. It's always good to have these little gems in the back pocket if you forget an anniversary or something. Okay, it looks like we have both teams GTG.
Okie dokie. Taking us into map 3 again. Cisco losing map 2, choosing King's Row as the next map as we move on to map 3 here of the Irish Uniforms Gaming League friendly series. Ericsson versus Cisco. Ericsson taking map 1 and 2 not so comfortably. Cisco putting up quite the fight, particularly on Ilios, but also pretty much taking point A pretty comfortably. Quite a good performance, probably the best we've seen against Ericsson in the past while. So I'm looking forward to see if Cisco can pull out, if they have a secret weapon here on King's Row. If they have it, I want to see it. This is a map that Ericsson is very, very performant in terms of defending on. So Cisco definitely have their work cut out for them. But I want to see some excellent performance coming out from Cisco here.
Mother of God.
Go on.
I need to write about 40 more jokes.
Oh,
Dylan Mortimer with the 30 quid.
30 quid?
You lunatic. You absolute lunatic and beautiful, beautiful man.
Dylan, thank you so much. I think you have the award of highest donation that we've seen as part of the Irish Interfirms Gaming League. Thank you so much. We're gonna have to put your name up somewhere. I mean,
and thank you, Connor, Austin, Ronan as well. Fair play to you. 10 quid from Ronan there. Jesus. Guys.
Oh man, the money is Jesus. You're gonna have to be.
I'm gonna have to sing a song or something.
We'll have you sing Black Velvet Band at the end of this.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Guys, your name is up on the ticker, but we'll have to do something special for you guys. €30, €10 donations. We are clocking up for Enable Ireland. Absolutely fantastic charity.
Okay, let's
in Ireland.
Joke out because I'm bursting. I'm bursting at this stage.
Do it, man.
Okay.
We're waiting for it.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Why couldn't Zarya buy any lunch?
Why couldn't Zarya buy any lunch, Jay?
Because she didn't grab enough. Come on. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Irish First Gaming League.
For the first time here tonight.
That is the most expensive joke I've ever heard in my time. Thank you, viewers, for your glorious donations. Very, very generous. You are beautiful, beautiful people. Glorious in your viewing and generous in your donations. We are entering map 3 on that beautiful, beautiful note from Jay. This is Ericsson versus Cisco. Map 3 of the Irish Interfirms Gaming League friendly series. Cisco, bring it to map 4. We're counting on you. Not to sound unbiased here, I just like an underdog story, you know. And plus Ericsson, they're getting a big in their boots now. They're fairly mopping the floor now in the IIGL series, huh?
Somebody wanna come in and take these lads down.
Mm-hmm.
Initiating match.
If you're watching at home, you know, who are you? Where are you working? Tell us. Get on the Discord. Let us know. You don't think you can get a team together? We'll help. I've been known to get in the car and drive to places and hassle people.
He does. And he gives cards to you too.
I'll give you cards. Maybe I should start telling jokes. Maybe that's where...
For money.
I just feel like... How come... Yeah, you always see people busking, singing songs or breakdancing. You never just see someone telling jokes.
Well, if you go to like an open mic comedy thing.
You getting paid for that? You get paid for that?
No, you see, if you're paying to see a comedy show, people are going to laugh at you. While if you're not being paid, they're more than likely going to heckle you and boo you. But if you're on the street, people are obliged to give you like €2 because it's like, this homeless guy is telling jokes.
this clearly homeless guy.
The Irish Interfirms Gaming League does not condone humour about the homeless crisis that is currently happening in Ireland. My apologies. Enable Ireland will help disabled homeless people on the street as they are a fantastic charity. Looking at the teams that we have here, not seeing much of a mix-up on the Cisco side. Mustard Chef on the Hanzo, and Ropesy on the Widow, just managing to absolutely whiff a shot against Donkey Funkel's head. Cisco going for the very, very smart bunker composition here. This is going to help them a lot as Nerf stops the charge from the side, but Donkey Funkel is in there. He's doing a lot of trouble here. Ericsson with Batiste on from Tested. This is something that we saw actually in their last Kings Row game as well. Maybe this is something that they're looking for with Cat on the Doomfist as well. Mixing up their composition a bit. This is actually the same composition we saw from Ericsson rather, in the last game against Blizzard. Ropesy looking to pop some heads here as Cat comes in there and scatters up the team, but the tanks staying very, very strong as they should. This bunker camp seems to be working very well, very well. Nerf waiting for that next shield to come out as Ichigo tries to get the flank on them, but is just able to get swatted out of the way by Connor Hickey on the Reinhardt. The amazingly boosted Dragon Strike coming out. Connor Hickey on 1 HP here as Donkey Funkel just manages to whip him out of the way, pushing Dookie back. This is a very, very struggling hold from the Ericsson side as they get pushed back as Doomfist goes up onto the balcony. Great hold from the Cisco side there, not losing much in terms of their team. Mustard Chef going down, but at a very, very worthy sacrifice with that Dragon Strike completely pushing them back and bringing them down. 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. A nice trade of ultimates here. Bongo going down on the Cisco side here as Ericsson completely walked through their Batiste screen. Not really able to get much out of that as an explosion of damage comes out from the Ericsson side. Seem to be getting kills out as the Earth Shatter just managed to hit the ground. Maybe not even worth it to use it at that point as there was such a high damage output. Ericsson blasting away using all of their ults on that one push. They didn't feel super confident in the kind of trickle down attrition approach, but expending their ult economy just to guarantee that point spot where the Dookie here just catching out the Mercy on the side here. Sarah managing to actually slip away free. That could have been a bit worrisome for the Cisco side, but managing to get their wits together at the last moment there, with Sarah surviving. Trade of fire strikes here. Not doing much damage there. Testing on top there, trying to get some rounds done. Those Batiste rounds don't do a lot of damage on those shields, but definitely the damage coming out from Cat here on the Doomfist is enough to scatter them around as the res comes out onto Hanzo with another Dragon Strike. Resed and popped coming out here, managing to take out the support on the Ericsson side.
There
It's the
it is.
Riptire, there it is, folks. The 3k on the Riptire from Rosie as a team kill just comes out of absolutely nowhere. Fantastic play on
Ropesy
the
does
Ericsson
a
side here.
quick count to make sure there's at least 3 enemies left. he doesn't start that thing up for less.
Ropesy checks his hair.
It costs too much diesel, you know.
Absolutely.
Although I'm pretty sure it runs on petrol.
I think he was breaking out the petrol engine now for tonight. Now he wants to.
It has to be petrol.
He's looking for speed tonight, folks, not for efficiency. Trying to stagger a bit on this point here, but not enough as the Earth Shatter on the grab come out, but the Transcendence's pop. Just Donkey Funkel coming down there with the Fire Strike. Is this enough for Cisco just to buy their time? Ericsson just getting the point here as it's staggered by Stupid Limit, but where is the rest of his team? Sarah keeping him alive just to keep that point there as Connor Hickey gets the Fire Strike on a Stupid Limit, taking them down, and that's enough for Ericsson to secure that point. Cisco doing a lot of work there, staggering. Is that enough for them to recuperate though? As Dookie is just causing a lot of damage here, taking down the Donkey Funkel. That's too much of a stagger for Cisco to be able to get them before they get onto this choke. They're going to seemingly make a comfortable way through this point here as the Riptide comes out from Ropesy again. A fairly sneaky one. Not sure where this is coming from here. Coming up upon the window. Can he get any kills here? He comes around back. Goes straight for the Mercy. Goes straight past the Mercy, not getting anything on that. Could have probably comfortably taken out the Mercy at that point, but mostly looking for 2 supports there.
He
and
doesn't get out of it for less than 3 kills, I'm telling you.
Absolutely no, he's not gonna. He's not gonna expend. Cisco popping 1, 2, 3, comfortably taking that choke. I take back what I said about Ericsson able to comfortably get past that choke, but Cisco able to hold it just enough in time with the points and the amazing kills from Mustard Chef on the Hanzo. A bit of a wasted bongo there from Nerf, but not to say that it's wasted necessarily in the grand scheme of things. Sarah taken out there by Ropesy. Ropesy looking for the sneaky kills now. He's not too happy with what was happening before. He's out for blood on the side here, almost getting booped off from the Brigitte on the Cisco side, taken down by Dookie, who was very, very well charged, getting even more charge from Donkey Funkle, giving them the charge from the Fire Strike side. As the Transcendence is popped against the Dragon Strike here, Connor Hickey taking Donkey Funkle into the corner, being pushed by Hydroid Prime, pushing ahead as they get past this first choke, coming up, approaching on the 3rd point here. Desperate Transcendence coming out, trying to keep the fans alive on the Cisco side here. Is that enough just to stop the cart from moving here? Very zealous pushing for Donkey Funkle coming up behind the team. They have the team sandwiched now at this point, but Connor Hickey falls from the kills and Stupid Limit. Cat zealously coming around as the EMP is coming out from Upsy. Not able to manage to get enough kills on the Cisco side here as Ericsson backs up, scared from the approach here. As Mustard Chef is coming back, this is Mustard Chef's time to shine. He's doing the damage here. He's getting picked off by the Ericsson because they know he's a threat, but Sarah keeping those resurrections on deck and keeping him alive. Ropesy coming from the side here, hungry out for blood, keeping his eye on Mustard Chef. That's what he's doing. He's keeping down the Ericsson side here. They should be worried as he's Dragon Strike on 50% already from not losing so much of the grab coming out from the Ericsson side, but protected by 2 shields from Brigitte and Reinhardt. They seem a bit scattered here, but as Dookie falls, this may not be enough for Ericsson to come down along with Cat. Rest of the DPS and the support falling back now 1 by 1. Ericsson are feeding immensely here. The clock up of pulse on the Ericsson side. Bongo coming out here now. Ropesy coming around the outside. Not sure about that Bongo sit, but at the same time, this could be enough to get everybody else farmed up enough. But Ropesy just doing damage into the back of Nerf's head. He doesn't see Ropesy at all. The rest of the team is a bit more privy to his sneaky sneaks. The Dragon Strike coming out here. Definitely worth getting those 2 kills from Mustard Chef. That Bongo play from Nerf, I gotta say, was enough to get Mustard Chef back up from 50 to 100% very, very quickly. This is an excellent stagger as Ericsson are falling down to 45 seconds before they can get the 3rd point.
Cisco are in a nice position now. They've got Transcendence up on their side, so they can put in a good hold on this in overtime if it goes.
And just saying that as the EMP comes out and the charge goes in, trading 1 for 1 against pretty strong players here. Transcendence, there it is from the Ericsson side. Double Transcendence, not going to be seeing a lot of damage coming from either side here, but just as Lucio secures that end game fight with the beat broken down. Cisco seems to be bound well together here now as Brigitte's ult comes out, but that's too much damage on the Cisco side. The Dragon Strike coming out, maybe securing this as the rest of the Ericsson team pushes out and pushes through. Earth Strike coming down, Earth Shatter coming down, taking down 3 as that may possibly be Cisco taking this point here. 65 meters away from the 3rd point. Excellent hold from Cisco.
Complete.
And I seem to have paused. That was accidental. Jay, do you know the shortcut for pausing the game? Or it's we actually have a lever. That is why the game paused. Huh. That was a bit of a strange end to that round there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be waiting for Connor Hickey to join back in the game. So please bear with us.
Okay, in the meantime, let me have a look at this chat. Hopefully everybody is behaving themselves.
Connor Hickey has returned to the game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to say.
Rope tire emotes when. Yeah, I know.
Rope tire. I completely forgot about that. Our wonderful friend of the Irish Overwatch community, Andy.
If you're savvy with Twitch emotes and these things, and I would like to help us out, please give us a shout. Connor Rage good? I don't think so. I know Connor.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. Let us get back into the very excited roll of conversation that I was having just before the end of that match there. Cisco managing to get 65 meters distance before the end of the last round. Cisco acting a bit better there. They're struggling just with the extra hard pushes that Ericsson are going for here, but they're able to get their wits together. At this last point here that I'm just hovering over, they were comfortable, they were ready to go. They were pushing up a bit further than I actually would have liked for them, but at the same time, they seemed to follow through with it, only allowing Ericsson to get that distance away from the third point in the end. Apologies for the pause, folks. We are back in action. Connor Hickey is back on deck. I always like to do a very cinematic turnaround of the Omnic at this point in Kings Row here. Cisco with the push. It all comes down to this. Cisco must push effectively to the end of the third point, or 64 meters away from the third point, to secure themselves going into map 4 and then bringing us into map 5 in order to bring us to the tiebreaker. It is 2-0, 65 meters to Ericsson at this point now. Changing things up a bit now. They have a bit more of a flexible. Tessa seems to be picking the Brigitte against Cisco's Brigitte here. It seems to be something that worked well for Cisco. They're going super bunker with 3 shields as Cat is managing to come in behind here now, trying to get that flank and trying to scatter them a bit. Cisco, unfortunately, privy to what Cat was doing, but still managing to allow Cisco to fall down. As Ash up on the balcony here is able to get Reaper on the Cisco side just to back up there. Those are picks that Cisco should not be happy about. They're just getting themselves back together. Sarah using the res on Mustard Chef there just to get the team back in order. Here's the team is waiting for Stupid Limit just to regroup. They're pushing in here now. Stupid Limit should be up around there, trying to do a bit of damage on Ropesy, but Reaper should not be able to get that much damage from that distance. Enough to scatter Tracer back to the backline here. A fairly strong push here as Mustard Chef and Stupid Limit. Can the tanks make this enough to pull around to the side here as the Earthshatter from Connor Hickey, and with incredible speed to bounce up, or to charge up that Earthshatter. Only taking down Donkey Funkle though. As the Cisco team is scattered, this is just one by one. Not a huge lot of damage here, but comfortable enough as the Pulse Bomb taking out Sarah even at that point.
Cat
I said
putting in work on the Tracer.
Absolutely. I said it was a trickle, but it wasn't as soon as Cat jumped in there and just managed to take out their support. They're getting very overzealous now. Ropesy pushing ahead, just doing damage on the spawn here. As Bob is landing, doing something at their spawn here now, as Ropesy is pushing in, getting very, very cheeky as 3 of the Cisco team fall. They're going to have to try and regroup here as Ropesy falls in the end. I'm sure he doesn't mind getting those 3 kills there, but this is an opportunity for Cisco to push in with the 6v5, as Ropesy is going to have a bit of trouble getting up there, as Stupid Limit playing on the Farah is enough to get them high, as the 1 pick on Mustard Chef is nullified by the res. They're pushing in now with the Mercy res. This could be the opportunity, as Ropesy still hasn't managed to get back to the point as the Earthshatter comes down on the Cisco side, absolutely scattering the team here. The Bongo managing to do huge damage on the Ericsson side. Is this the opportunity they have to get this point here? Cad managing to stay on the point and just stagger them a bit. I'm seeing swings from Donkey Funkle and IIGL, both on the Reinhardt and the Brigitte, just swinging to get Tracer out of the way, as Rosie is not able to do enough damage as they swap onto the Hanzo here. This is going to be Cisco taking point A in a quicker time than Ericsson, I may add. They're going to have 1 minute and 10 seconds for sure on this point. Connor Hickey looking in as they get the dive here. This is the opportunity for Brigitte just to stagger them, get that kill on the Reinhardt, and get a really, really nice start on this next point to Port B. Just as I say, point B, just as I say that, the grab coming out, nullified by Nerf on his left shift, as the very, very cheeky Dragon Strike comes out here and tries to scatter the Ericsson team. Dookie on high enough damage here might make Mustard a bit nervous, but he's being packed up by Sarah, who just gets hit by the pulse bomb. That is enough, though, for Cisco to get rolling on this payload. Dragon Strike from Ropesy coming out here as the Cisco team is a bit staggered there and just managing to get in that tunnel, but get picked up by Ropesy as he takes out the Farah as well. A desperate res from Sarah here just to make sure that Cisco can stay pretty much on deck here on payload. But just as Ericsson is pushing up just as heavily as the payload starts to go back, Mustard getting a cheeky pick on Hydroid's Prime as the next res comes out from Sarah, making sure that damage is getting through while the Dragon Strike, the Hanzos on both sides here, doing so much damage, getting these Dragon Strikes just fit so much as a flurry of damage coming from the Cisco side here. Enough for Cisco to push ahead here. Very, very messy fight. But Cisco coming out on top as we're getting Donkey Funkle just taking out the Ericsson Reinhardt with Sarah at their back, keeping them alive. And just to absolutely secure this point, the Brigitte ult giving the Cisco team a lot of armor. Mustard Chef clearly not hungry for that armor and more hungry for kills as he managed to take out both Ropesy and Handroid Prime on an incredible stagger. Cisco just seemed that they'd be able to just push up on this point immediately. Mustard Chef falls, Tested and Connor Hickey are coming out here desperately trying to get this point, but this could be where Cisco just very, very comfortably push up on point number 2. A lot of shields coming out here now. Can Stupid Limit get the damage on here just to push them back as they boop them back? And just there, 2 meters and 37 centimeters away from this point here, Connor Hickey diving in. The rest of the Ericsson team popping in behind them. Ericsson not doing a lot of damage, but managing to take out Nerf with Cat just flanking them there. The grab comes out from Zarya on the Ericsson side. This is enough, and they are spending us. This is an incredibly expensive hold on the Ericsson side. Donkey Funkle still fighting strong with Stupid Limit in the air. Zarya on the Ericsson side not able to pick Stupid Limit out, but this is somewhat comfortable, I want to say. No, that's it. Cisco on that side there. Cat just keeping intel and keeping recon on the Ericsson side. Good push, I want to say. That was a very, very decent push from the Cisco side, but they do only have under 1 minute left to get on this third point here. They do, however, seem to have the ult advantage. And I hope they know that, and I hope that they can push ahead with this, because this is probably worth expending here if they can get enough damage and enough momentum from this. The very sneaky Dragon Strike from behind, Ropesy managing to take out 3 of the Ericsson team, but just answered by Mustard Chef on the Dragon Strike. That's it. Not worth trading the Dragon Strikes there as the team kill comes out from Ericsson at this really, really crucial part. 21 seconds on the clock, 3 ults on the Cisco side, going for 4 ults and Stupid Limit on the barrage. Not the very close spawn point that they would be hoping for this, but they're pushing ahead, managing to take out the Zarya. It's now a 6v5. Is this the opportunity to go down as the entire Cisco team is pulled down by the Earth Strike, but Stupid Limit managing to take out 3 of the Ericsson team as the C9 comes on from Cisco as they push through into, not even into overtime. They have 1 minute and 30 seconds to get this point. This could be the opportunity that Cisco needs to get this point. They unfortunately had to expend all of their ults at that point as Mustard falls down another crucial moment. However, he does have the minute to come back in there, to come back and respawn. He is 98% on his Dragon Strike. Oh, this is the opportunity that they need. Mustard managing to get 2 or 3 kills on each of his ults in this. I have very, very high hopes here as Donkey Funkle files that shove as well, but just as Ropesy comes out with a Dragon Strike, managing to take out Donkey Funkle, who was able to do a bit of damage on the Reinhardt. Connor Hickey still spawning there. A bit scattered here, but I'm still seeing contention from the Ericsson side. Only Dookie on the point here now. Pulse Bomb not managing to get any picks from Tracer on the Ericsson side. As Sarah's a bit scattered at the front there, managing to make their way back. Stupid Limit actually able to do a bit of damage while staggering Cat and Ropesy at the same time. An incredible feat here. Dookie just about falling off the edge of the map. Coming in with the flank maybe was possibly worth it at that point there. This is desperate. Ericsson are absolutely expending everything they can at this point now as they drop the beat and the Earth Shadow come down, only getting Mustard Chef just before he can do his Dragon Strike. That is a critical blow to Cisco at this very, very crucial end point of this push here. Spinning around, Dookie just managing to stagger the Cisco team as Connor Hickey comes out. This is a last moment Dragon Strike coming in from Hanzo, from Mustard Chef, taking out three on the Ericsson team. This is it, this is good. Stupid Limit coming out just about to take ropes against the only person on the team. Can they push this to the end there? The barrage coming out, desperately pushing at the end, and the huge Dragon Strike saving Cisco, pushing them in, and Cisco taking round 3. Holy shit.
Play of the game.
Ropesy taking play of the game. Ropesy and oh my god, a Mustard Chef.
The snaky ult.
The sneak on that, but the Dragon Strike coming out here from Mustard Chef as well. Oh my god, doing incredible work. These guys were just head to head throughout this entire game, just absolutely flipping the tables at any given team fight. You could not predict what was going on in these fights. Incredible performance from Mustard Chef. He came right out of the spawn area. He knew exactly where he needed a hit, getting that 3k just at the end, and the Cisco team mopping up the rest of Ericsson. Absolutely fantastic play from the Cisco side. Oh my god, I am at a loss for words. Let me clock up Cisco there. What an absolute incredible round. Very, very impressed by Cisco there. They had a really, really strong push at the start. They were using their ults well. They weren't being too overzealous. On their defense, I could see that Cisco, they were being a bit finicky with how they would use their ults, maybe popping them a little too early and offsetting the ult economy. But there, they were way more tried, way more tested. They were way more conscious of what they wanted to do, and oh my god, they pushed through point A quite comfortably in a better time than Ericsson did, and through point B quite well, expending ults there, but managing just to do enough damage. The trades and the blows, both teams are doing so much damage that the ults are coming out so quickly, particularly from both Hanzos, both from Ropesy and Mustard Chef. Ropesy and Mustard Chef, absolute forces to be reckoned with. I want to see them crack some heads in this next map as we move to map 4 of the Irish Indie Firms Gaming League Friendly Series, Ericsson versus Cisco. Woo! Jay, hold me.
You okay, Tom?
No, I'm not.
With a damp cloth on your forehead, you'll be fine.
Oh my god, just looking through the chat there, the exact amount of excitement I was looking to see. Holy moly. Mustard Chef is actually a god. Agreed.
Mustard Chef was playing out of his skin in that game. Like he's pushing forward. He's beyond his own Arista shield as Hanzo, and he's getting picks. And how he's not getting punished for it, I don't know. He must just be bobbing and weaving. He's just floating like a butterfly. He's stinging like a bee there. Really putting the work in.
Okay. At that, folks, we are going to map 4. And map 4 is the escort persuasion of this evening. This is between Dorado, Junkertown, Rialto, Route 66, Waterpoint, Gibraltar, and Havana. Actually, excuse me, we are going to be not playing Havana tonight. It is the newest map, and we feel that it is not ready to go, or our players in the league have not had enough time to be comfortable with playing it. So Ericsson, losing Kings Row, are going to have choice of the escort map. Dorado, Junkertown, Rialto, Route 66, and Waterpoint, Gibraltar. Rialto. Jay, if
Where's
they were to make...
Where's
go on.
Huh? Where's Anto from Rialto?
We need more Dublin teams in the league. We've been in contact
Sure.
with some, but there's a lot of companies in Dublin. We need a lot more, guys. If you're watching and you were working in a company in Dublin and you play with some people, or you want to find out if you can play with people in your company, get in touch with us at irishindefirmsgaming.ie. Join our Discord. We have a very, very special sort of onboarding pack that can help you get other people in your company on board and get word around your company. If you have multiple branches of your company around Ireland as well, we can help you get in touch with those. We do a lot of effort getting in touch with HR of particular companies as well, just to kind of put them at bay and let them know what we're doing and be very upfront, very transparent, and sort out any red lines that companies may have. So get in touch with us. We'll help you get your team on board. irishindefirmsgaming.ie. Join our Discord. Best way to get in touch with us there.
The donations are still rolling in, guys. Thanks very much.
Ooh,
Joe
what do we
Gaffey, nice one. Appreciate it. Let me see here. Trying my best to make sure I mention everybody who donates.
I'm still reeling from that game and my hands are shaking. I can't even imagine how Cisco is feeling right now. They are back in this game. 2-0 right up to 2-1. Cisco absolutely blasting through Ericsson at the last point there. They are back in the game. I want to see them pull their escort map. This is going to be incredible. We are going to be going on to Junkertown for our escort map. I am so excited right now.
I'm not sure if that's another dollar from Connor Hickey. Thanks very much. And of course Michael Watkins. Thank you. Jeez, we must be what are we at? We must be This is easily the most we've ever made, you know. They told me, they said, Jay, nobody will laugh at your jokes. Don't even bother. Don't even try. You know, you'll never make it, Jay. And where are those people now, Tom? Huh? Look at me now.
They're sitting at home watching twitch.tv/IrishInterFirmsGaming and slamming that donate button. That's what they're doing.
Laughing their arses off at my jokes. I'm gonna have to go write another one. My God, hold on.
Jay, I'm going to leave the floor to you. You can tell jokes if you want to. There's a lot of joke material that you need to go through.
I wonder if I googled it, would I find the jokes that I in fact made up tonight. Let me just preface that. I 100% did not Google them. But let's just, because I you know, it takes time to produce grade A material like that. Let's see what Google has. Oh, how lazy. He's gonna Google jokes. Yeah, well, get over it. Don't Google it yourself, that'll ruin it. Keep your eyes on the stream. Dad Jokes Overwatch Edition. There we go. That's what you want. Maybe I'll post the two that I made up and become the hero of this thread. Why is Mercy the best support?
Why is Mercy the best support?
Because she has high heels.
Okay, that was actually good.
I'm on Google now.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, sorry.
Now that was worth $30, let me tell you.
You're breaking my heart. What school activity did Roadhog like to do?
What school activity did Roadhog like to do, Jay?
Play hooky.
That's like an American thing, isn't it?
It's a non-school activity as well, isn't it? That's
Yikes.
No, it's dossing, isn't it? That's what, isn't that what playing hooky means? You're dossing, basically. So that's not really a school activity,
Mitchin.
is it?
Scheming.
Mitchin, yeah.
Okay, folks, this is it. We're rolling into map 4. This is exciting. This is a score that we're familiar with, but Cisco blasting in with the map take this late in the game. This is huge. This could be the turnaround point for Cisco against Ericsson. They are going to be, I believe they're going to be defending first on Junkertown. Don't get me wrong, from these teams, from what I see and the kind of styles they play, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Protect the President. I'm just calling it now. That's all I'm going to say.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Ladies and gentlemen, map 4 of the Irish Interfirms Gaming League. Friendly series. This is Cisco versus Ericsson. Map 4. I'm excited.
Guys, we are up to 153
Holy moly.
euro and 30 cents.
Holy schmoly.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much. You're not just helping enable Ireland, you're promoting IIGL, which is promoting gaming, so feel proud.
Initiating match.
We're very, very proud of our very, very generous viewers. Enable Ireland is such a fantastic charity. I know people personally who have been touched by them and work with them, and they do fantastic work, and it's really, really appreciated. I'm far more somber and emotional. No, genuinely, it brings a tear to my eye that you guys can be so gracious and generous with your donations. Really, really looking forward to bringing this to Neighbour Ireland. You sexy, sexy people. Rolling into Junkertown in map 4. Not a map we see very often in the IIGL. But with unfamiliar maps comes a familiar composition from the Cisco side. This is something that they have gelled with over the past 2 to 3 maps that we've seen. And quite similar to what I was expecting, we're seeing Protect the President coming from the Ericsson side. They're going with the bunker with Ropesy on the Widow and Cat. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. If Ropesy gets one pick out that door, I don't feel good about what's gonna happen to Cisco.
5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna come around this angle here because I want to see what Ropesy is doing on the Widow here. He's staying in. He's biding his time. He's peeking his head. But Cisco also with the bunker is enough to keep them all safe. Stupid Limit coming out on the right hand side here. Ropesy is pushing up, a bit desperate to get one of those picks. Just triggering there, and there it is from Cat. Cat is laying down the damage. Not enough opportunity for Cisco to stagger and jump and scatter on the Ericsson team. They weren't not prepared for that Protect the President push as the entire Cisco team falls.
It's very difficult to deal with. You need a very, very focused and specific counter to it, I find.
Absolutely.
I very rarely see an kind of coordinated defense team actually manage to quell that.
Oof, that's not a good trade-off there. Ropesy getting picked off by Cisco, but losing Nerf, a vital part of their bunker comp, to be able to actually just protect them from doing any damage against Cat. That's just very, very comfortably laying down damage here. Stupid Limit trying to get the soldier damage onto Cat by trying to be a bit flanky, but Ropesy managing to take him on there. Stupid Limit scattered from the rest of his team, but in a very, very good opportunity to flank here from the top. Can he just bide his time ever so slightly to get behind that shield? He's jumping down onto the ground. Huge jump, but Tested taking him out there, doing a bunch of pistol damage on the Mercy. Should have stayed up on the balcony there just to be able to get out of a jam, but he really, really threw all of his cards in at that point there, as Ericsson are just very, very comfortably pushing through, not stopping this card at all, as Jigu is at the back here. Mustard Chef trying to scatter them as well, but Cat doing the most damage, but just pushing the card in the fastest way he possibly can. Mustard Chef trying desperately to get to the point here, but unfortunately not able to get there in time. Cisco is so scattered here with Ropesy right behind Stupid Limit. He was about to take his head off, but forcing Ropesy to get down on the ground even in a point blank fight. Ropesy cannot take down as he takes down Stupid Limit with the flick shot. Oh my god, that is enough to stagger Cisco in the rest of this push here. My camera is going absolutely mental here. Sorry folks. Cat doing enough damage there. It's just 1 by 1. Cisco aren't playing together. They're poking out much Chef there. A huge Earth Shatter down on Cat, but not able to take down Cat in time as they get caught on the payload. They're met by another Earth Shatter down as Cat matches that attempt at his death with enough bombs just to take out Donkey Funko. Mustard Chef still doing damage here, managing to take out Connor Hickey. Maybe the bit of a stagger they were looking for. Ropesy doing enough on his passive left click to take down Tracer. Tested bringing back Moira here for this final push as they make it through each choke just mercilessly. Ropesy murdering down Mercy at that point there and taking out Soldier with the attack visor. So my approach here, guys, the payload has not stopped moving since it started. This is just one point A to point B. Smooth, untethered, unstopped push by Ericsson.
I just need to make a quick phone call there. Tom, just give us a sec there. Hello? Cat, how's it going? Are you still awake? Good. Okay, grand. Lovely. Good luck.
Did he leave a brick on his left mouse and span his mouse around for a while? We're making fun of Cat there, but guys, Cisco need to be ready for that kind of play. It's something that Ericsson have in their playbook and in their toolbox, and even if they were caught out after the first choke, it wasn't as if Ericsson were going to switch off it immediately. It was something that Cisco should have been able to change their composition around and deal with. Not even touching the payload, well, maybe touching the payload once, but not stopping it at all. That was slaughter from the Ericsson side. Feeling a bit shaky in their boots after the last game. They're really pulling out all guns with the very, very aggressive bunker comp. Protect the president. I mean, it's a very, very hard composition to go up against, but it's not impossible. And it's something that these teams should be prepared to go against in this kind of league. And in saying that, this is something that maybe they might be prepared for at the same time, because Cisco are going for very, very similar, swapping out the Widow for Hanzo in terms of Cisco, in terms of the comparison to Ericsson's composition. But Ropesy ready to go, ready just to absolutely trash them out the door. And if they can get this pick off on the Ropesy, I can imagine from previous games, Mustard Chef wanting to focus on Ropesy, particularly with this. Immediately privy to the turrets as they're immediately gone. Ropesy trying to farm his damage there on those shields. Ropesy managing to farm enough just to take out Sarah from the back. Bit of a scattered fight here left and right, but still enough. Is Ropesy taken down by Mustard Chef, enough to get them down? That's another kill on the Cisco side. Diva demeched. Cat doing a bit of damage there, managing to freeze Mustard Chef, but just enough to freezing both of them. Mustard Chef falls along with Mercy. Not a lot of communication between the two there as they struggle just to fall down at that point there. Nerf coming back on that Bastion, but just enough for Ericsson just to hold that point. I was hoping for Cisco there. They seem to manage that team fight quite well, but just struggled towards the end. Not ready for Cat's freezes. Cat is a very, very experienced Mei player on the side of Ericsson, and that's something that Cisco clearly were not prepared for. They're bunched up on the point here, laying down rounds from both sides here. It's a very, very even sort of trade here as Ropesy takes out the 3. Not even at all. Holy moly, that is all of the supports and one tank gone from the Cisco side. This is so much damage. Ropesy just so close to the Cisco door as well. Sarah just managing to keep Mustard Chef alive as wall hacks come out. Ropesy going directly for Sarah as she gets into the house there. Mustard Chef desperately trying to trade blows with Ropesy. Is this just as he's booped out of the way by Donkey? Ericsson acting incredibly aggressive here as Sarah is taken out by the back by Cat. Just too sneaky. Donkey Funko managing to nullify any of the effects of that self-destruct. There's only one way this bunker strat can work, and that is if the tanks stay with the Bastion, that they're not doing. They just managed to get out there, but Cat managing to elevate Nerf just as they slam down on the Mei ult, as they're dragged back into the Mei ult. That was an incredible pull in from the Orisa on the Ericsson side. As Transcendence comes out in a desperate attempt to try and get back on the point here, but Ericsson are just not letting up. They have so many messy disruption characters on the payload that it's just not enough for for Cisco to get onto that point, as Hydroid is just very, very comfortably doing damage from the back, enough to even take down Mustard Chef there. This is falling apart for Cisco. Not quite the zealous push that we were seeing there before. Tanks not managing to protect Nerf in time. Cat just getting in there, popping in, popping out, freezing. Oof, this is rough from the Cisco side here, unfortunately. This is coming down to 1 minute and 15 seconds. Go ahead, Jay.
Martina with the 10 beans donation. Thanks a million. You're a legend. And a repeat donator as well, as are actually a lot of the people who are donating tonight. I should have mentioned that. So absolutely fair play.
A bunch of serial donators here, or donors rather.
Serial donors.
Seriously serial.
honestly can't thank you enough, guys. Girls, thanks.
Self-destruct taking out Sarah and Nerf. But even in saying that, it's enough for a desperate push from Cisco. The payload is moving. The Bastion is nowhere to be seen. IIGL doing a bit of work there, trying to get Dookie off of the ground. Dookie taking a lot of damage up here, but managing to peel just in time. Ropsy coming out, trying to desperately get that. They need to get that teleport down before Ropsy tries to put his turrets in. Payload is moving, comfortably working around here. This is the kind of behavior as the Dragon Strike comes out. Mushroom Chef back in action. Connor Hickey managing to stagger them a tiny bit there as the turrets just come onto the point. The payload is moving. This is where Cisco needs to move. This is their last opportunity, but they're not on the point as the clock goes into overtime. It is peeling down. Mustard Chef needs to get on the point, but he's too far away. His minutes down, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Ericsson taking map 4, 3-1 to Ericsson. That is it, folks. GG.
Play of the game.
Ropsy with the symmetric play of the game. Giving Cisco a lot of brief, exiting there. Oh my lord. Farming the damage from the shields. It's a great pick, right? When you're doing the bunker comp and you have a symmetry, you can just farm all that shield, flank with the teleporter, and do so much damage. Ropsy's privy to this, and it was ultimately the downfall of Cisco, unfortunately. Congratulations, Ericsson. 3-1, a score that you were quite familiar with against a multitude of the teams across the league. GG, and that is it.
Tom,
Jay.
we've had some serious donations here tonight.
Oh, holy moly. What do we got?
We've had the amazing 30 quid from Dylan.
Absolutely.
Martiner. We've had a host of tens. Let me just go back in and get the. And not to be ignoring the dollars either. We'll go through everybody. We've Austin, we've Martina. Thanks very much. I will miss some people because it's just all a mess of emails. Joe Gaffey. Where are they all? We had Michael Watkins. I'm sorry guys, they're buried. Thanks a million to everyone. But Tom, I think there's only one thing for it, and someone suggested it earlier, and it is a beautiful duet with myself and yourself, singing "My Lovely Horse."
Okay, do you want Ted's or Dougal's on? Or well, it's pretty much the same, isn't it?
Let's just both do the whole song. Is that okay with you?
Okay, here we go. A hen, a doe, a tree. My lovely horse running through the field.
Where are you going?
Going with your fetlocks blowing in the wind. I want to shower you with sugar lumps and ride you over fences.
Polish your hooves.
Who's every single day and bring you to the horse dentist. My lovely horse, you're a pony no more.
Running around with a man on your back. Like a train in the night.
Like a train in the... Wait, I can get it.
We can do it.
Oh, shit.
Did you run out for a guitar? It would have been brilliant if you tripped on your way back and we just hear a crescendo of guitar and tile.
Man, let me tell you, I've got the cat keyboard ready to go at any given time. Oh, I got fucking beats going here too. Holy shit. Thank you guys. Wait, hang on. Shit. I tried to do the Overwatch thing.
Cat will be loving this.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening at the Irish Firms Gaming League Friendly Series. Ericsson versus Cisco, 3-1. GG to Ericsson, maintaining their position at the top of the pecking order currently. We need to get a team back in here to take on Ericsson and take them off of their pedestal that they're on here now. Take away Ropesy from his 3Ks on his goddamn Riptire. Something we're used to seeing here, but let's get this going. Who is going to take on Ericsson?
I'm going to.
Thank you for the support in the chat. We really appreciate it. Always thank you to our wonderful listeners, and especially to our gracious and generous donators. Donors, I keep saying donators. Donators is not grammatically correct. To our wonderful donors, Enable Ireland do fantastic work in Ireland. Thank you so much. We have received more donations tonight than in any other night. I think it's $53 in total. Guys, you are beautiful, beautiful, generous people. I can't believe it. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts here at the Irish Interference Gaming League. GG's all round. GG to Cisco. Thank you for coming back in a blaze as well. They've definitely been practicing, definitely have their strats on lock here now, but unfortunately it was not enough to go up against Ericsson. An incredible performance in King's Row that's going to go down in IIGL history as one of the coolest finishers and probably the most excited I've gotten in my casting career. I wouldn't call it a career, but I call it the times that I've been casting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Jay, any last words?
You've said it all. Thanks a million, everybody who donated here tonight and for playing and watching and all the rest of it. If you want to get involved, like I said, if you think you can't form a team wherever you work, you'd be surprised. Give us a shout and let's see what we can do, and let's grow this thing. Shinna will Anish agus Cockamish, I guess, you know.
Come on over to my gaff now, we'll do a few more duets into the night.
Sounds like a plan. Have you wine?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for joining, folks. Good night.
I fall in love too easily. I fall in love too fast, but still I fall.